So that covered material for rafters. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the labor for rafters. So this will be a little bit shorter. We want to make sure we add cord issue here. Right in the way. We want to make sure that we add a little bit of material, or we need to add something into our tally sheet for the material. So we are going to have X number of 2x6s at 12 feet for our rafters. And then we're going to have labor to install our rafters. And for that, we're going to slide over to the textbook. And in my book on page 47, I know mine's a little bit older, but we'll go ahead and use these numbers just to get the hang of it. We've got a section on carpentry, a detailed breakdown, which indicates rafters, flat, shed, or gable, up to a 5/12 slope. We're actually going a little higher, but because of the size of this building, we're going to kind of keep it fairly small. The first category is 2x4, so we're going to slide over to our 2x6 category, and we've got 2x6 rafters. We are somewhere between 16 inches on center and 24 inches on center. If we look at the labor, notice the labor, the more rafters you put in, the more we have. And also notice that the price is being listed as per square foot. Let's go ahead and come a little closer to our 16 inches on center, which we're about there. So we're going to use a 75 cents per square foot number. So what that means is that we've got a unit price of per square foot, and we're going to have X number of square feet at 75 cents per square foot. And those things will add into the tally sheet. In fact, I think you'll see them already in the tally sheet when you get there. How do you calculate square foot? This is a little bit of a challenge, and actually we've done a little bit of the work that we can take advantage of right now. What we know is that square foot number can take advantage of two things. We've got the length and a width, right? So to find square foot, we need length and a width. And what we need is the length of the top of the rafter from the rig view side times the length of the roof, which we know is 12 feet. So for the labor for rafters, let me go back to the rafter section here. Our rafter labor is going to equal the length of the roof times the width of the roof, and then we have two sides of the roof, so we're going to multiply that whole thing times 2. So our length, we know, is 12 feet. And the width we actually just calculated or figured out using the Pythagorean theorem method that gave us all of those numbers. So we know that the length of this side of roof is, what did I do with that number? This is why it's nice to make sure you keep everything straight. We know the length of that is 67.88 inches. So we can take our length in feet and we'll multiply it times divided by 12, the number of feet of roof, which is 5.6. So we've got our length, 12 feet, times 5.65 feet. And then we multiply that times two sides. And we've got 135.76 square feet of roof. So now I'm just flat out giving you answers. 135.76 square feet of roof. And the thing I love about estimating is all the paperwork we have. So on our sheet that we're keeping track, we can add that directly to that tally. So our square feet of roof is 135.76. Let's just round it up to 136 square feet for our labor for our roof. So we've got our ceiling and we've got our rafters.